one thing that's happened in the U.S. is the closing of the killer plant has made the horse more affordable than it's ever been in my life. There's a lot of places where they're turning horses out and they're starving to death. They're not made to live, like they're having to live. It costs more to have a horse die on your property than the horse is worth. And you'll have people take horses to sale and actually get a bill for selling a horse. So as a result, there are more horses owned by more people that don't need to have a horse. In our part of the world, it's very rural. We will have someone that's always wanted to own a horse. Now they can have one for $40 without having any clue as to what that entails. And buying a horse, if you spend several $1,000s, the cheap part about buying it, maintaining it, keeping it, and shoeing it. Everything else is the expensive part. So with that being happening to the horse industry, there are a lot of people that are trying to do their own shoeing, or people that are shoeing horses without any kind of education to back them up. And that's where I see a problem in our industry right now.
One of the reasons those people have that can do that is the fact that the industry has manufactured the ability of having a shoe for your horse that craps in the feed bucket almost. Anything you want can be bought now. Doesn't mean it has to fit. They can just smack some nails in it and away they go. So I think that has been. I think the industry has created that the skill level.
Product has replaced skill.
Product has replaced skill. I think that is my biggest thought. Although the guys that shoe horses correctly take the time to do things right, the availability of that stuff has made it so that the whole industry or the horse can suffer from some of that.
What concerns me, and it probably is the same here, is that when I was sort of getting going at about 30 and pushing ahead and just starting to make my mark, there was a whole bunch of guys, the same generation. A lot of them are known over here in the States. Billy Crowes, Jim Blurt. These were real peers and colleagues of mine, and we were sort of getting going together in our own way, in our own sort of way. Maybe it is now that maybe I'm becoming a grumpy old man. I don't see the 30-year-olds today, pushing on and pushing us guys out of the way. And I would actually like to see that. You want to see the new leaders of the craft, people that are interested in forward in the craft. I think the other thing, which is typical of both the USA and the UK, is the demise, well, not the demise, but the falling of our respective associations. Numbers, financial worries. I hear all the same stories here, about both organisations, and that's a concern. People Farriers need to support their associations. It's, for a number of reasons. They need to support them because one day they might need their association. They need to support it to show that we're part of a profession and that we're not so selfish or so arrogant that we can think we can exist on our own and are never going to need help from us, or are never going to give help.
We have options now of where we go to learn that we didn't have 30 years ago. And I think that's going to do nothing but get more available. With the advent of back and forth across the ponds and people, you can talk to horseshoers from Japan to England now if you want to on the internet. You can communicate regularly with people. I think that's all that kind of stuff is going to get better. So I think I'm optimistic about that. As far as associations go, I don't know whether the associations have the savvy to keep up with the needs of the farriers as far as the younger farriers go. Like Simon says, he doesn't see the 30-year-olds doing some of the stuff that we did when we was 30 years old. Not that they should, but are the association keeping up with the industry as well? So I think the whole purpose of the association is to provide leadership when it's necessary. And I sometimes think we're out here like a rabbit just wandering back and forth because we get no guide. We get little guidance from the major associations as far as a community of farriers go, other than educational opportunities. So I wonder how that can guide us. But I think I'm optimistic that they'll step up to the plate. At least I'd like to think so. So,
Well, it's I may see this a little bit differently because I run a school. I work with beginners for this, and I work with young people that are very enthusiastic and get excited when they figure out the difference between the white line and the soul. So I'm always getting kind of a fresh energy. And plus, I see Cody, and he's forging shoes till 1 or 2 in the morning like I did. So I know that there's always going to be room at the top. There's always going to be the guy that has a good horse and going to pay good money to have a shot by a good farrier. So I'm optimistic for those people that are determined to become good and become great. And I think they're out there. I think they maybe don't look like we look, but I think they're still out there, and I think they're going to fill our shoes. I mean, it's going to happen. I'm really optimistic about the future of horseshoeing. I think there's some dark times for some of the lower levels, but if you're going to be top horseshoer, you're going to be top anything. I think the future's bright.
Well, I'm optimistic from the point of view of that the horse has changed its role. It changed its role from before any of us started, but going from mainly a working horse, an agricultural animal, to a sports animal. There was always some sports horses about, whether it was racing, in England hunting, and things like 3-day eventing in a small scale a long time ago. But the horse has totally changed its role. And we have to say that either there's going to be a collapse of Western society, and therefore nobody's going to be able to afford the luxury that is the horse, in which case really the problem will be far bigger than whether we've got any horses to shoot. Or we decide that sometimes there's recessions, and sometimes things don't power ahead and get bigger and bigger and richer all the time. I think there's now always going to be plenty of horses about, and therefore there's lots of work for farriers, and there is more horses here in the US, in the UK, than there was 10 years ago. 10 years ago there was more than 20 years ago, and it's numbers of horses that give farriers jobs. I'm optimistic enough to hope that the farriers coming into the industry will learn that if they all shoot a horse for $5 less, that will not create one extra horse in this country. And so I'm optimistic that knowledge will come to them. I still think it's a great craft. I would not try and dissuade anybody from becoming a farrier. It's been good to me, and it's been good to most of the people I know over the last 20 years. So there's no reason why it shouldn't still be good to the next generation.